Hey there, folks. The Scottsdale Travel Chick Sidekick here to present our ultimate guide to Madrid, Spain. In this video, we'll cover all the top things you'll want to see and do on a visit to Madrid, along with details of how to best get around, where to stay, the best times to visit, and tips on the best day trips nearby as well, with everything called out on maps so you know exactly where everything's at before you get there. Okay, let's go. First up, just a bit of background on Madrid. Madrid is the capital and largest city of Spain. The city itself has a population of almost 4 million people, and the metro area overall has a population of almost 7 million. Madrid is also Spain's most visited city, with nearly 10 million tourists each year. In fact, Madrid is one of the most popular tourist cities in all of Europe, and well known for its cultural and artistic heritage. Madrid's notable history only begins in the 9th century when Muslims from northern Africa established an outpost here. It wasn't much though, and Madrid remained a relatively insignificant backwater town until 1561, when King Felipe II designated the city as his imperial capital during Spain's Golden Age. Today, Madrid is a vast city, much of it bland and unimpressive, to be honest. But the heart of the city is a pleasant surprise. It's easily walkable, and here you'll find pockets of medieval buildings, narrow atmospheric alleys, fun dining options and outdoor cafes, and with beautiful parks and world-class museums nearby. The Spanish capital is a mix of grand boulevards, charming neighborhoods, and non-stop culture, making it one of Europe's most exciting cities to explore. And in this video, we'll give you just a taste of it all. How to get there and how to get around. Madrid's airport is located a short 13 kilometers or about 8 miles northeast of the city center. The most popular way to get from the airport to downtown is to take the Metro Line 8 or the Pink Line. It's clean, safe, cheap, and frequent. But if you have a lot of luggage, we actually recommend taking an Uber or taxi. An Uber will take you about 25 minutes into town, while the train will take about 40, depending on your specific destination. The cost of an Uber should be around 30 euros, while the Metro line is about 5. Once you are where you want to be, Madrid has one of the best public transportation systems in the world. And fun fact, it's the second largest metro network in Europe, second only to London's. The buses and subways form an integrated network here and use the same electronic travel card. You can purchase a card at any station, load up some money, and you're on your way. There's also a public bike share system called Bikimad, which offers thousands of electric bikes across hundreds of stations throughout the city. This is actually a great way to get around and immerse yourself. There are also various e-bike rental shops as well. And the best thing about the central part of the city is that it's made for walking or biking, and the schedule we'll recommend in just a bit can and should be done on either foot or bike. The best times to visit. The climate in Madrid is continental, seeing perpetual sunshine, hot and dry summers, and fairly cold winters with frequent frost and occasional snowfall. Spring and autumn are mild, with most rainfall concentrated in these seasons. And fun fact, Madrid has over 300 days of sunshine per year, making it one of the sunniest cities in Europe. Spring and autumn are definitely the best times to visit though, especially the months of April to June and September to October. The summer months are the city's high season though, but the streets and landmarks are often crammed with tourists during this time, and it's hot, really hot. Where to stay? Well, in Madrid, this answer is pretty simple. It's best to stay as close to the Sun Gate as possible. This area is considered the center of town, and many sites are walkable from here without public transport. Having said that, though, the metro system is excellent, so almost anywhere within a few metro stops is fine. We actually stayed up north near the Real Madrid Stadium, and it was a simple 20-minute metro ride into the center. Now, we come to the top things to see and do in Madrid. As I've already mentioned, central Madrid is walkable with lots of sites close to each other. So I'll group most of Madrid's prime sites into a 2-day walking itinerary, along with a 3rd day for other sites around the city, which will require some metro or Uber transits. Most tourist attractions are no more than 20 minutes away by foot from the very center of Madrid, typically referred to as the Puerto del Sol or Sun Gate area. So that's where we'll start both of these days. Puerto del Sol, or the Sun Gate itself, is a plaza in the heart of Madrid and one of the busiest places in the city. This square was established in the 16th century and is a hub for the local transit system, a favorite meeting spot for locals, and an area used for festivals and political demonstrations. In the center of this plaza sits the statue of King Charles III on horseback, facing the Royal Post Office. Originally, this building on the south side of the plaza served as Madrid's first post office, then the police headquarters, and now it's used as the office of the President of Madrid. The clock tower here is noteworthy for being the center of New Year's Eve celebrations, and in front of this building is the Kilometer Zero plaque, which designates the point from which all measurements for the national highway system begin. On the east side of this plaza is also the famous bear and tree statue. This is the famous bear statue. It's the symbol of Madrid. People like to It's a bear shown climbing a tree, which is the official city symbol for Madrid. On the square is also a giant neon sign of Tío Pepe, which sits above the plaza. It's a famous sight in the area at night. A 5-minute walk west brings you to Madrid's main square, or Plaza Mayor. This is perhaps the best-known plaza in Madrid, and this impressive square is also a main stop on any tourist visit. Originally built outside the city's medieval walls, this square has hosted bullfights, markets, symphonies, royal weddings, and executions. Today, it's ringed with tourist shops, cafes, and restaurants. A statue of King Philip III sits in the middle of this square. He was the king of Spain's Golden Age. It's funny that for such a grand square, access to it can only happen through a few small roads and alleys. Very close by and next up is St. Michael's Market, or Mercado del San Miguel. This is a famous indoor market originally built back in 1913. Although it's definitely touristy, it's full of local vendors selling high-quality foods and drinks. Continuing to move west, you'll next come to Madrid's historic town square, or Plaza de la Villa. Although small, this square is considered the oldest in Madrid and contains the oldest city's surviving buildings. It houses the former City Hall, Casa de los Cineros, and the Academy of Fine Arts, which is said to be the oldest existing building in all of Madrid, dating back to the 1400s. Next up is the biggie, the Royal Palace, or Palacio Real. It's an enormous palace, one of the biggest in Europe. And depending on who you read and where you read it, it is the largest palace in Europe, with over 135,000 square meters of space and more than 3,400 rooms. Though it's the official residence of the Spanish king, the royal family does not live here, and it's generally used only for state ceremonies. The Royal Palace is considered one of the most iconic and beautiful buildings in all of Madrid, not only for its location overlooking the river valley, but also for its architecture and its artistic treasures within. The opulence of the interiors may blow your mind. There are both self-guided and guided tours here, but our pro tips are to definitely arrive early and remember no photography is allowed inside. Directly next door is the Almudena Cathedral. It's another massive building facing the Royal Palace and finished relatively recently, only near the end of the 20th century. And this is the cathedral right next to the Royal Palace. You can tour both. Under the Almudena Cathedral lies a crypt considered one of the most impressive in all of Europe. It contains more than 400 columns, 20 chapels, and more than 1,000 tombs of nobility. A short walk north of these two buildings brings you to the Parque de Ost, or West Park, and the Temple of Debod. This park, originally built on a landfill from the 1800s, offers up some great views, a famous rose garden, some historical bunkers from the Spanish Civil War, a big fountain, and the Temple of Debod. Pro tip here, there used to also be a cable car which ran from this park to an even larger park on the other side of the river, and it was one of Madrid's top attractions, and you might see it on some older videos. But unfortunately, it's no longer operating today. This is where people come for sunsets right here, just a little bit behind the temple. Perhaps the most unique feature of this park is the Temple of Debod. It's an actual real Egyptian temple and museum that was given to Spain by the Egyptian government, and it was moved stone by stone and rebuilt accurately here in this park. It's one of the very few examples of ancient Egyptian buildings outside of Egypt, making it quite unique to Spain. And pro tip here, come for the great sunsets in the evening. Finally, we'll close out this section by checking out Madrid's River Park, or Parque Madrid Rio. This is a beautifully done urban renewal park running for almost 7 miles along the riverfront. It's a nice place to walk and explore with multiple cafes, children's play areas, historic bridges over the river, and more. The actual walking and biking path here continues to run for many more miles on either side of this park. So if you do rent a bike, definitely take some time to check out this park and miles to either side. Now, for day 2, we'll start again at Puerto del Sol, or the Sun Gate, and move east. But before I get there, just a quick shout out that if you're enjoying this video, please give us a thumbs up, a comment too, or better yet, forward this to all of your friends. And please consider subscribing to our channel to receive more fun, informative travel videos just like this one. And if you are enjoying this content, please consider purchasing our electronic travel guide to Madrid. It covers everything we mention here, and you can take it with you on your phone, use the built-in internet links, and even print out a copy and take it with you. See the website link below our video to learn more. Starting at that same Puerto del Sol, or Sun Gate, as day 1, we'll first come to a couple of shopping streets. Walk north from the plaza itself up the pedestrian-only street of Calle Preciados. Check out the various stores and then come to Madrid's main high-end shopping street, the well-known Gran Via. Here is where you'll find Madrid's best high-end stores, its cinema district, and lots of flashy action along the way. Known as Madrid's Golden Mile and often called the Spanish Broadway, Gran Via is Madrid's most important commercial shopping and entertainment street. From here, we'll walk east down Gran Via to the Cibeles Plaza. At the center of this plaza, you'll find the Fountain of Cibeles, which portrays the Roman goddess of fertility sitting on a chariot carried by two lions. Facing the plaza is the impressive Palacio de Cibeles. It's one of the world's most beautiful city halls with a jaw-dropping facade. And inside, you can climb the upper floors for some excellent views out over the city. On the southwest corner of the plaza also sits the imposing Bank of Spain building, while on the northeast corner is home to the Palacio de Liniers, which holds the House of America, a cultural center with an art gallery of Latin American artworks. After this plaza, you'll walk down the street-centered park to the south and first come to the Ritz Hotel. It's said to be the most famous historical hotel in Madrid. It's not cheap, but consider a stop for afternoon tea or maybe a bite in their outdoor garden. Then, just after the Ritz, you'll come to the most famous museum in Spain and one of the top museums in all the world, the Prado Museum. Considered one of the best collections of European art in the world, the Prado is home to masterpieces by Spanish artists, including Goya, El Greco, and Valenzuela. I think I said those right. It's certainly a must-see if you're an artsy person. Right across the street is also the Thyssen-Bornemisza Museum. This museum is focused on classical art with masterpieces by Monet, Goya, Degas, Renoir, Van Gogh, Picasso, Mondrian, Bacon, and Lichtenstein, which all can be found here. Finally, down the same road, about a 5-minute walk, is the third of the finest 3 museums in Madrid, the Reina Sofia. This is Madrid's modern art museum. This place includes many of Pablo Picasso's most revered works. And pro tip for the museums, each of them offers free visit periods throughout the week, so check their websites for more details. But be warned, these free times will certainly be the most busy, and you'll need to wait in a queue to enter. Last for this section, we come to Madrid's most famous park, El Retiro Park. It's another highly photographed spot in Madrid, filled with fountains, monuments, rose gardens, long walking paths, and even a lake where you could rent rowboats. On top of that, there's a number of small restaurants in the park, as well as the famous Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace was built back in 1887 and was originally designed to showcase exotic plants from the Philippines, which was a Spanish colony at the time. Also here, but not technically part of El Retiro Park, are the Royal Botanical Gardens. It's a separate entrance with a small fee, but worth it if you like botanical gardens. Day 1 and 2 I've just covered hit most of Madrid's top sites, but there are a few more which I'll cover next, mostly as neighborhood areas. As I mentioned at the beginning, Madrid is a big city with many neighborhoods, and so far, we've only covered a small area at the very center. But now, I'll give you a quick overview of 3 more neighborhoods worth checking out. One is the La Latina Neighborhood, just south of the Royal Palace. It's the most traditional and historic neighborhood in Madrid, known for its narrow cobblestone streets, medieval squares, a lively food scene, and its famous tapa bars. It's worth your time to explore. And pro tip, if it's Sunday, you can also visit the famous Rosto Flea Market here. Next up is the Malasana Neighborhood, just northeast of the Royal Palace. This area is the hipster bohemian area of Madrid. It's known for its alternate atmosphere, lively cafes, vintage shops, and dynamic nightlife. There are lots of artists, musicians, and designer types here, along with the most unique bars and restaurants. It's probably the best area in Madrid for a night out. The Salamanca Neighborhood, just north of Retiro Park, is the third option to consider. This is the poshest and most luxurious area of Madrid, with classic buildings, 19th century boulevards, luxury shopping, and lots of fine dining. This area was created and laid out in the later half of the 19th century to be the area for aristocrats and the wealthy elite, and it retains that character to this day. And finally, it's a bit north of central Madrid, but the Real Madrid Stadium and its stadium tour is very popular. A 20-minute train ride will bring you right to the stadium, the home of the Real Madrid Football Club, one of football's most successful teams. And taking a tour of the stadium is a very popular thing to do, particularly with big football fans. Tours are available as guided tours or self-guided tours, and tickets can be purchased directly on your smartphone. Our last section here will cover our recommendations for the top 3 day trips from Madrid. All are within an hour's transit of the city. The historic town of Toledo has to be the top choice, and you can get there in only 30 minutes by train. Toledo used to be the capital of Spain and oozes medieval charm. The narrow streets twist and turn and are a joy to get lost in. You can easily see all the sights and have plenty of time to wander around the city as it's quite small. Toledo has a breathtaking hilltop location surrounded by ancient walls and has one of the most spectacular cathedrals in all of Spain. Pro tip, take the earliest train you can as things get crowded here in the afternoon. If you have time for only one day trip from Madrid, make it Toledo. A trip to Segovia is probably next. Segovia is famous for its remarkably preserved Roman aqueduct, towering at over 100 meters tall, 2,500 meters long, and over 2,000 years old. You'll also find many of other sites here, like Segovia's cathedral, charming squares, and the Alcaraz Castle. It's another compact town, easy to explore on foot. A trip to El Escorial is probably third. This is a mountainous retreat home to Spain's largest monastery, the Royal Monastery of San Lorenzo, and it's about a 1-hour train ride from Madrid. This royal monastery is a UNESCO World Heritage Site with a vast palace complex, a basilica, a library, and royal tombs. It's an architectural and historical marvel, offering a peaceful escape from Madrid City. And with that, my friends, we come to the end of our ultimate visitor guide to Madrid, Spain. We hope you enjoyed. Did we miss any of your favorites, or you have a special tip you'd like to share with others? Please let us know in the comments section below, and please consider subscribing to our channel for more fun, informative travel videos just like this one.
Until next time, see you later.